Hello, today I will be talking to you about the holiday Christmas 2020 releases that I have purchased myself. I'm just gonna give you an overview and my thoughts on these products. I am wearing some of these products on my face right now, and I will have kind of like a get ready with me, I don't know, tutorial coming next. So if you're interested in seeing those products in action, then of course I invite you to watch that next video, which should be up in 2 to 3 days hopefully. Anyway, let me kind of just start with the palettes, and I mean eye palettes here. So I have purchased 3 eyeshadows, one from Tilbury, one from Natasha Denona, and one from Huda Beauty. I'm gonna tell you about my least favorite eyeshadow palette from all of these 3 I have bought, and I'm talking here about the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. I did do swatch video of this palette, and I've also compared it to the mini retro palette. I bought these 2 at the same time, and these 2 are actually my very first Natasha Denona eyeshadows. Right, okay, so while I do really enjoyed using the matte shades, unfortunately I kind of struggled a little bit with these shades here, in particular this dark shade here. It is like a sheen shade, I would say. I mean, it swatches really nice and swatches really smooth, but I don't know, I kind of struggled to work with it. It looked very dry on my eye, so I'm not sure whether it's my application of the eyeshadow. I don't know what I was doing wrong. But also this shadow here, when I applied it all over the lid, and I used my finger when I'm applying all over the lid, I just didn't get that beautiful sheen. Like, you know, when you look at Natasha Denona's Instagram, her eye looks look so intense. I mean, the eye looks she does on the models, absolutely intense. And I did look at some of the eye tutorials she put up on Facebook using, not Facebook, sorry, Instagram, using this eyeshadow palette. And I can't seem to achieve such a beautiful look. So maybe if you've got any tips and tricks, do let me know. Putting aside the way I've applied the eyeshadow, when you look at this, do you actually feel like, do you get this wow effect? Because I personally did not get the wow effect when I've purchased it, when I got it delivered. When I've opened it, oh yeah, it's nice. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's not a must palette, if that makes sense. Right, let me move on to the Tilbury palette, which is called Fire Rose. So the formula of these eyeshadows is beautiful, and that is for all of the formulas. So as in the matte one, the pop shades, the foil shade here. I cannot say anything bad about application of these eyeshadows and how they feel and how they look. Ever so pigmented. I highly recommend Tilbury eyeshadow palette. Moving on to the eyeshadow palette that is my absolute favorite, and I fell in love with it at the first sight. I know it's silly to say about makeup, but that's how I felt. And that's no other than the Gold Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty. I'm wearing this eyeshadow palette on my eyes right now, only actually the 2 matte shades in here. But yeah, it is a stunning palette. I feel like my camera does not do it any justice. I do really recommend purchasing it if you were thinking about buying it, especially if you don't own any other of Huda Beauty palettes. I only own one of them, but yeah, I'm ever so happy. That is just my favorite eyeshadow palette out of those 3. That even beats the Tilbury one. I mean, that's how much I like it. Let me just move on to 2 more Tilbury eye products, and I'm talking about the Eyes to Mesmerize limited edition eyeshadow pods in a shades Copper Sunrise and Sunset Rose. The one I really would recommend to get is in the shade Copper Sunrise. For my eyes, it really complements them well. It is such a beautiful shade. I am wearing this eyeshadow actually in my previous video when I was doing the video about the Dior Backstage Glow Face palette. Let me just quickly mention a couple of things about the Dior Backstage Glow Face palette in a shade Rose Gold. It is the palette I'm wearing on my cheeks right now, and the shade I'm wearing is this one here. I must say that it is a pretty palette, but I am not as impressed with it. I think it's because I got kind of spoiled by the Tilbury Glow Gasm palette, which I find much more smoother. And I was kind of expecting this palette to be something alongside the Hourglass Strobe Light powders, which are ever so finely mild and are so smooth as well. That's what I was kind of expecting. I mean, it is still a beautiful palette, as you can see. It looks really nice on my face, I'm not gonna lie. But if I had to choose between, for example, these two, I would go for the Hourglass one. And I know this one I think is currently on sale during the Black Friday week, which we are currently in. So if you were thinking maybe which one to get, go for the Hourglass powders and a highlighter. Let's just move on to the final section of this video. Therefore, we're gonna be talking about lips. And for the start, we have these three babies from Tilbury. As you know, I do absolutely love Tilbury lipsticks. I have plenty of videos about their lipsticks. And the lipstick she's released for holiday Christmas 2020 are called Super Nude, Super Starlet and Super You. I'm not really crazy about the shades she's released for this year around, only because I feel like the undertones of those are really warm. The only one I really like is in a shade Super You, which is kind of the lightest out of those three. It is really pretty nude shade. Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about getting them, maybe don't really bother. I'm not, as I said, I'm not really that crazy about these ones this year. Anyway, let me just move on with this lip set here, and it is from Too Faced, and it is their Christmas Snuggles and Melted Kisses Christmas Treats Liquefied Lipstick Set. I've never really tried any lipsticks from, any liquid lipsticks from Too Faced, so this is the first for me. This was, I think, about £24, and I am really happy I've picked it up because it gives me a good chance to try out the lipsticks. The formula of these do really remind me of the Huda Beauty formula. It has that thin, it has the thin formula, but it's non-drying. If you have a lot of fine lines in your lips, they will settle into those fine lines. But let's be honest, there's no liquid lipstick that doesn't settle in imperfections on the lips. These also don't dry out your lips, which is good because most of the liquid lipsticks do seem to kind of dry out my lips anyway. So yeah, I'm very happy I've picked it up. I've been wearing a lot in my previous videos. The one called, what was it called? The one called Sugar Cookie, and some of you did comment that you really like what I'm wearing on my lips. So they do have some really pretty shades. I also have got this Pat McGrath Flash 5 Astra Lip Trio set. Pat McGrath's lipsticks, I don't own anything from Pat McGrath. This is my very first purchase from this brand, simply because it is so expensive. So we got lipstick, lip liner and a lip gloss. The lipstick, I'm not gonna lie, it's tiny, and this is how much product you really get. So you get a really tiny amount of the product, but I'm not really that sad about it, only because I own so much lip products that there's no way I would go through more than that anyway. And these two are actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now. It's the matte formula, and oh my god, I am really impressed. I am so impressed with how it looks, how it applies, how it feels. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a matte lipstick. I don't know, it's just, it is a creamy, but it's not as creamy, let's say, as the Tilbury matte formula. Formula is such a good lipstick. I mean, I am not crazy about the packaging. I feel it looks a little bit, I don't know, I just don't like that. So I know that Pat McGrath currently has some offers on her website anyway, so if this is available, I do truly recommend getting it, especially if you've never had anything from Pat McGrath before. This guy I think costs normally £24, but if you buy it, but I think with the discount, which is currently happening, it should be around £18 to £19. So I do feel like give it a go. Definitely give it a go, because you won't regret the formula. I know there are also some other mini sets, so I'm just kind of thinking about maybe purchasing some more, because of how happy I am with this one here. Now at the end of this video, I do feel like I was talking 100 miles an hour. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one, so take care.